And we're just going to bring our focus into our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. And just being really mindful through our session this evening. Just noticing if you are breathing at any point through your mouth. Just see if you can bring that focus back into nasal breathing. So you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And then let's just take that breath and awareness into the tips of our toes, into the soles of our feet, our heels, into the tops of our feet, our ankles, and trace that breath and awareness into your legs, your knees, your thighs, into your glutes, your bum muscles, into your hips and lower back. And bring that breath and awareness into your belly, into the middle of your back, into your chest, and trace that breath and awareness into the top of your back and your shoulders, your arms, elbows, forearms, your wrists, your hands. Bring that awareness into your fingers, your thumbs, and just tracing that awareness back up your arms into your throat, your neck, into the back of your head, the top of your head, your forehead, your eyes, your nose, mouth, your lips, your jaw. Now trace that breath and awareness into your temples, and then into the top of your head and out. And keeping your eyes closed, let's just inhale, bring our arms up towards the ceiling, bring the palms together, and then exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up, bringing the palms together, exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And one more time, inhaling, bringing the palms together, exhale, let them rest at your heart center. And we'll begin our class this evening on an Om, inhaling through the nose. Om. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Enjoy your practice this evening. I don't know if it's been hot where you are. I hope it has. But actually, this evening's session, we're going to kind of take it quite gentle. And hopefully you'll feel nice and relaxed afterwards. And nice and stretched out. And not too sweaty. But maybe you will be sweaty. But that's also okay. Let's just take our focus into our breathing a little bit more this evening. So bring one hand down onto your belly and one hand on your chest. Try and keep those shoulders down. And all we're going to do is just bring that focus into the nasal breathing. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And just as you're breathing, just see if you can imagine that breath is coming down the throat, past the chest, and into this lower belly. Just feeling it expanding outwards with the in-breath, and then going inwards on the out-breath. Just lengthening the spine. And if you want, you can close your eyes just to see if you can really feel that movement. It doesn't have to be big. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And just see how subtle you can make the breath. Imagining that it's really light, really easy. Almost as if you can't hear the breath at all. Gently inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. And just noticing if your mind is wandering, just bring it back to the breath. How it's sounding, how it's feeling. Great. And when you're ready, you can just release the hands, open your eyes. And we'll just bring some movement into the shoulders. So we're just going to inhale again, nice and gently through the nose. And then exhale through the nose as you rotate those shoulders back. So just seeing if you can keep that movement quite slow this evening. So you're really focusing it in with that breath. And then taking the shoulders in the option, so you're bringing them up and then forward. So you're inhaling, bringing the shoulders up, and then exhale, bringing them forward. Nice. And then just bringing the shoulders right up towards the ears. Scrunching them up and then just letting them go. And again, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and then just releasing them. Nice. And then one more time. And then release. Let's just get some movement into the head. So just nice rotations, like half circles, like the ears going from one shoulder round to the other. And if you want to hold the head on one side, you can. You just bring your opposite hand just on the top of your head, just to give it a little bit of an extra stretch. Maybe you want to give it a little rub or a little massage as well, if that feels nice. Maybe the hand's too much, so maybe you just want to give it a nice little press into the neck. And then taking it over to the other side. So again, you can have the hand there for a bit of weight. A little massage. Both at the same time or just one of them. Whatever feels good. Just massaging into any tightness that you've got in the side of the neck. And then allowing the head to come forward. And again, you can just enjoy the weight of the head. Or if you want to bring your hands again on the back of your head, you can. Maybe you want to do a few little rotations from side to side to kind of give that back of the neck a bit of a stretch. Maybe you want to just give it a little massage as well. Great. And then just allow that head to come on top. I'm just going to inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, you're reaching them down. So again, you can keep this movement nice and slow. You're really trying to focus on keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. But just enjoying lengthening those arms, those fingers, so you can really spread them. Nice. And then just bring the arms nice and long. Again, keeping those shoulders down. Just going to take some little mini circles back. Again, just keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then take some of those circles going forward. And then bringing the arms in towards the shoulders, the hands rather, and then out. In towards the shoulders and out. Nice. Keeping that breath flowing. Great. And then let's just keep them long again, fingers out, and let's just do some rotations with the wrists. So again, trying to lengthen that spine, lengthen the neck, you're keeping the arms nice and long. And then taking the rotations in the opposite direction. And then let's take the fingers towards the ceiling, and then the fingers towards the floor. To the ceiling, and to the floor. Again, just see if you can keep that spine nice and long. Shoulders down. Great. And then one more time, bringing the arms all the way up. And down. Great. And let's again, just take the shoulders to the ears. And then let them go. And let's just take that chest forward. And then exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. So you sort of start to warm up that top of the back, just getting into those shoulder blades. Nice. And then let's just take that into a little side stretch. Just taking one arm over, taking the gaze towards that forearm. And you can have the hand stretched out. You can put the elbow down. Try to keep your bum on the floor. And then over to the other side. So again, taking that gaze towards the forearm. Get this arm nice and long. And if you can get the elbow down by keeping your bum on the floor, then go ahead. And breathing into that rib cage. Nice. Let's get those legs out. Yeah. So just inhale, bringing one of the legs, one of the knees in towards the chest. And then exhale, lengthen. Inhale, tucking it in, lengthening that spine, lengthening that neck. And then exhale, lengthen. Keeping the shoulders down. And then when you're ready, you can change over to the other leg. Again, trying to keep this straight leg nice and active as well, so it's not just flopping out to the side, but you're straightening it, lengthening it, pressing that knee into the floor. And then you can keep doing single legs, or if you want, you can now bring both in. That's a little bit of a challenge. That feels nice tonight. So just kind of get your little balance first, so your shoulders down. And then from here, you can take the legs out. And if you want, you can have your elbows behind you. You can have them at the side, whatever works. Just focus on bringing those knees in and then extending and lengthening out. If you want to work a little, challenge up a little bit more, you can take the arms away. So you come into kind of boat pose, and then coming into your little balance on your bum. Nice. And each time you're coming up, see if you can lengthen that spine. And as you're extending the legs, you're engaging those glutes. And then let's all meet in a little balance here. So you can keep the toes on the floor if you need to. Or if you want, you can bring them up. Again, lengthening that spine, lengthening that neck. Shoulders down. Nice. And from here, just see if you can raise the legs up a little bit. If that's too much, maybe you want to bring your hands down to help support. And just see if you can hold that balance just for a moment, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Super. And release. Bringing yourself into your tabletop. So your hands, wrists below your shoulders. Looking at your knees, making sure that they are underneath your hips. Your inhale, bringing your gaze toward the ceiling. And then exhale, bringing the chin towards the chest. Just pressing the backs of the tops of the feet into the floor. Spreading those fingers. Then you can start to loosen it up for your little crazy disco cat. So you can sit back on your heels, you can swim through your elbows, you can take the weight slightly forward over the wrists. If you want to lift your knees up a little bit, you can. Just enjoy a bit of freedom. Maybe take a little look at your tailbone. Rotate the shoulders some more. Just tuning into your body, listening to what it needs this evening. And then just bringing that movement to a stillness. I'm just going to extend the right arm out and the leg. And a little balance. So you're trying to keep those arm, that leg nice and long, so they're lengthening out as opposed to upwards. We're reaching and lengthening like we're big, one long line. Drawing the belly in towards the spine. And then releasing and taking it on the other side. Lengthening with the opposite arm and leg. Great. So again, just be mindful they're not reaching up at the moment, but they're just lengthening, and as if someone's got hold of your fingertip and your toe. And then release. Nice. Tucking the toes, walking the hands back towards your feet, and letting your head hang nice and heavy in ragdoll. So keep the knees nice and bent, keeping that contact with your chest on your legs. Give the head a little nod. Let it enjoy the fact that it's not having to work very hard right now. Maybe you want to do a few little twists from side to side, or maybe you want to grab your elbows or your shoulder blades, give yourself a little hug. And then just release the hands, give the head a little nod again. And then from here, just start to bring yourself up to standing through your spine, keeping the head heavy. That's going to be the last thing that pops on top. Nice. So then just bring yourself to the front of your mat so you can kind of work your way across, just kind of giving your feet a little massage. So pressing into your toes, leaning back on your heels. Onto the sides of your feet. Great. And then when you get to the front, or if you're not on a mat, just make sure you've got enough space behind you. So you're going to stand in your mountain pose, which is your toes touching, your heels slightly apart. If that doesn't feel really comfortable, you can actually have your feet hip width distance if that feels a bit better for you. We're just going to spread those toes. We're going to engage those ankles, little micro bend in the knees if you need to. Engaging these thighs, these glutes, pressing the belly in towards the spine, but your chest is open, shoulders back and relaxed. Your spine nice and long. You can smile, nice and grounded, rooted in your feet, but reaching tall with your head. You can always come back to your mountain pose at any time you need. Let's inhale, take our arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive, take your nose towards your knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands on the mat, stepping back into your chaturanga. Just bringing that weight slightly forward over those wrists. Engage those glutes, your bum muscles. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And let's take those knees down towards the mat. We're going to keep our elbows tucked in on the side of our body. Take that chin towards the floor, just towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. So you've got choices for your up dog. You can maybe lift up on the backs of your feet so your legs aren't touching. Or if that's too much, you can just keep your legs on the floor and your hips. But you're engaging those glutes to take the pressure off the lower back. These elbows should be tucking in and you should be able to feel them in the side of your body. Tucking the toes, exhale for your down dog. So walk your feet, figure out where your optimum down dog is. So just look at your hands, make sure your fingers are spread, your knuckles are pressing into the floor. Looking at your feet, just checking that they are hip width distance apart. Spreading those toes, pressing the heels towards the floor, squeezing those glutes, taking the gaze towards the belly button. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way up. And then exhale, release. Just reset yourself into your mountain pose. Just give the shoulders a little roll back. Chest nice and open. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands. You can step or jump back into your chaturanga. Weight slightly forward. Knees down if you need to. Otherwise, you can come through, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tuck in the toes. Exhale, down dog. Again, don't feel that you have to stay if you don't feel that you're in the right position. Making sure those feet are your hip width distance. Again, look at your fingers. Be your own teacher. Seeing if you can keep that breath nice and light, nice and easy. And then taking the gaze towards your hands, stepping or hopping your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, release. Let's go for another one. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping your feet back. Chin, knees down if you need, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, pressing the heels back towards the floor. Squeezing those glutes. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. And then exhale, release. And again, just spend a few moments in your mountain pose. Just, again, looking down at your feet. Check that your toes are touching, your heels are slightly apart. Lengthening the spine, shoulders back. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. This time we're going to inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, chair pose, lengthening the arms, shoulders down, squeeze the glutes. Spine nice and long, goes knees together. Lovely. And then exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Again, step or jump back into your chaturanga. Knees down if you need to. Chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's step through with the right foot. We're going to go into warrior one. So I'm just going to mirror you. So we're bringing these hips round towards this right leg. So this knee is nice 90-degree bend. If you're looking at your big toe from the inside, you should be able to see it. If not, your knee might have gone a bit skew-iffy, so just check that. Looking back at this foot, checking that it's pressing into the floor, it's not peeling up. Hands on your hips if you need to help kind of bring those hips round, shoulders down. Arms nice and long, you can have them open or closed. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then from here, let's open out into warrior two. So the hips are now opening out towards the lengthways of your mat, shoulders down, beautiful. Squeeze those glutes. Take the gaze towards the right fingertips. Nice. Then let's reverse the warrior. So you're taking that gaze towards your right forearm. You can have the hand on your leg, your left hand on your leg, or you can bring it around your back for a little bind. And then cartwheeling the arms round, down, back onto the mat, stepping back into your plank, knees down if you need, chest down, chin down, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take it on the other side. So stepping through with the left. Again, let's just check this warrior one position. So nice 90-degree bend in that leg. The left leg. Can you see your big toe from the inside of the leg? Squeeze those glutes. Check the back foot. Make sure it's not peeling up. It's pressing into the mat. You're bringing these hips round. Arms up. Shoulders down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Super. Opening into your warrior two. So open those hips to the lengthways of your mat, taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. Just check again at your knee. Make sure it's not come back. Nice bend, nice 90-degree bend. And then let the arm swing back into your reverse warrior. Taking your gaze now to the left forearm. And you can have your hand on the leg or again bring it round into a bind. Squeeze those glutes. And then cartwheel the arms around and down. Step back into your plank. Knees down if you need. Chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, down dog. Again, don't be afraid to move those feet if they're not right. Checking their hip width distance. Pressing the heels back. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands. Step or jump your feet towards your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale for your chair pose. Arms nice and long. Squeeze those glutes. Nice. Shoulders down. And then coming all the way up. Nice. Great work. I mean, I said you might not be sweaty, but I'm pretty sweaty, so I'm assuming you guys must be too. So let's do a nice little balance. So we'll go straight into tree pose this evening. So again, just bring yourself into your mountain pose. So toes touching, heels slightly apart, lengthening in that spine. So just getting your foundation, your groundedness first. Super. And then from here, so I'll mirror you, you can bring that right foot up. If balance is not your friend tonight, you can keep that toe on the floor, it's fine. And maybe you want to bring it up towards the knee, but just not on the knee. So above or below, if you can, bring it up. See if you can tuck it right up the top of your leg. You're keeping those shoulders down. Put your hands on your hips for a second. Just check that those hips are nice and straight. They might be trying to skew a little bit. Nice. So you might to bring that knee in. And then you can bring your hands in towards your chest, into prayer. Squeezing, lengthening that leg. And then you can take your arms up and open, keeping the shoulders down, neck nice and long. And you can stay here, or you can challenge yourself by closing your eyes, or just taking your gaze towards the ceiling. And keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Nice. Inhaling. And then exhale, release. And then taking it on the other leg. So, you might find that this side's better, or maybe not as good. That's all right. So again, you can just have your toe on the floor, or you can bring it up above or below the knee. Just make sure that it's not on it. Again, bringing those hands on the hips, just checking that they're nice and sort of straight. If they're kind of skewing out, see if you can bring them back, which means you might have to bring that knee in a little bit. And bringing the hands in towards the chest, finding your focus, your drishti. And you can just stay here, the hands in prayer. If you want to take the arms up and open, you can. You can take that gaze towards the ceiling, or you can close your eyes, even if it's just for a moment. Enjoy the wobbles. Keeping those shoulders down. Nice. Inhaling. And then exhale, release. We're just going to do a forward fold. So I'll do this from the side so you can see. This time we're going to have our feet hip width distance apart. And the key thing to this is to really keep the contact between your chest and your belly on your legs. So if that means having to keep those legs nice and bent, then you keep them bent. So we're going to take our first finger and our middle finger, and we're going to hook the big toe. So we're kind of hooking it round. We're going to use that as an anchor. The wrists, you want to round them out so they're not going to try and meet like this, but they're opening out, rounding the arms. You can let the head hang heavy, give it a little nod. Just check you're not trying to crane your neck to look at me. You should feel the nice contact with your belly and your chest on your legs. And just from here, with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen the legs a little bit. If you start to feel the chest pulling away from the legs, it means you've gone too far. So bring yourself back in contact, and then just gently see if you can lengthen. By keeping that contact there, give the head a little nod again. And you can release the fingers from the toes, and then this time place the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. Keeping that contact with your legs. Same thing. So with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen. Engage the glutes to see what difference that makes. And then releasing the hands. And then allowing yourself to come up through your spine. So nice deep bend in the legs. And again, keeping that head nice and heavy. Just stack that spine up vertebra by vertebra until your head's the last thing. Great. And let's just take a nice, we'll do a Trikonasana. So I'll mirror you. So let's bring our right toes pointing at 12 o'clock and the right toes kind of coming in. The hips are open lengthways towards the mat and arms nice and long. Great. So again, with your stance, you might find that you want to adjust it to get the legs nice and wide, if that works better. Or maybe it works better for you, they're a little bit narrow. We're going to take the gaze towards the right fingertips, and then we're going to lean towards that right side, reaching, stretching towards the right fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. And then extend. We're opening out. So we're lifting up and out of the rib cage. We're taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. You can just trace that gaze up through your right fingertips, through your arm, up through your chest. Just to check that that left hand isn't falling behind you, but it's stacked nice on top. Beautiful. Squeezing the glutes. And breathing into that side. Great. And then coming up, and let's take it over to the side. So just pivot in the feet again. The feet. It's like a word. The feet. Again. This time the left toes pointing at 12. The right foot coming in. Lengthways with those hips. Arms nice and long. Shoulders down. Gaze towards the left fingertips. And then reach towards that left side. Reach, reach, reach. Enjoying that nice stretch. And then lengthen and open out. So again, you're taking that gaze towards the right fingertips this time. Just checking. Again, trace that gaze through the left fingertips, up the arm, through the chest. And then in to the right fingertips. Just make sure it's not falling behind you. Squeezing those glutes. Great. And then coming up. Really good. Nice. Let's do this. Let's do a twist. So, yeah, I'll do it with you. So bringing that right knee up. And the left leg's going to come along down the side. And just check that that leg's nice and straight, that the ankle's not gone a bit skew-iffy. So just make sure that that top of the foot is pressing into the floor. Again, just checking these hips, that the bum's not sticking out. They're sticking underneath that torso. Nice lengthening in the spine. Nice 90-degree bend in that knee. And then we're going to take the left arm up and over that right leg. So I'm just going to switch so you can see. So you're really trying to bring that shoulder right over. Bringing the palms together, bring them in towards the chest, and then taking the gaze towards the ceiling. And then from here, you can stay here. This is already a super dynamic twist. If you want, though, you can tuck that back toe and lengthen into a low lunge. Nice. And then you're going to fire up in that right leg. And you're going to cartwheel the arms up and over and around to the other side. So this time, you're bringing the left leg up and the right leg's going to trace behind. So again, just go through and check the posture. So you're checking that length of the leg. Make sure the ankle's nice and straight. Top of the foot is pressed into the mat or your carpet. Nice 90-degree bend in this left leg. The right arm's going to come up and over. Beautiful. So again, you might need to kind of use your other hand to support. So bring those palms together, palms towards the chest, gaze towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or you can tuck that toe and lengthen into a low lunge. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then squeezing and firing up in that left thigh. We're going to cartwheel the arms up and around. And let's take a little vinyasa to get ourselves to the floor. So the toes touching, the heels slightly apart. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Mini back bend. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back into your chaturanga. Squeezing those glutes, taking the weight slightly forward. Nice. Bringing that belly button in towards the spine. Take those knees down if you need to. Chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, down dog. Let's do a little three-legged dog. So bringing the right leg up. And just enjoying a nice stretch in that left leg. So don't worry too much about how high the right one gets. Ideally, you want to keep those hips nice and square, which means you might have to bring the leg down a little bit. And you can stay here, or if you want, you can now stack the hips one on top of the other and open that hip. So you bend the knee, the right knee, and just allow those hips to stack one on top of the other. Opening that hip. And then releasing that leg. Let's just take the three-legged dog on the other side. So again, don't worry about how high you can get it. It's more about trying to keep those hips nice and square and enjoying that stretch in the right leg. Spreading the fingers, so you're really using all of your hand span to support you. And you can stay there, or again, you can open that hip, stacking the hips one on top of the other, bending that leg, and allowing it to kind of flop over to open up that hip. Great, and then bring it down. Taking your gaze towards your hands, do a little bunny hop towards your hands and bring yourself onto the floor. And we're going to take one leg out. So we'll take the right leg out and we're going to bring the left leg in towards our body. And we're just going to do like a little side stretch. So you take the right hand on the left ankle. And then we're just going to reach over with that left arm. So it's not about, ideally you want your chest opening towards the ceiling. So it's not closing off towards the floor, but it's opening towards the ceiling. Taking the gaze towards that left forearm again. If you can try and lengthen that arm and grab the big toe. And again, you're opening that out. Breathing into that side stretch. Then if you're nowhere near your toe, don't worry, you're just still breathing into that side. And then let's take it over to the other side. So you're bringing that right knee in, lengthening the left leg. So again, and actually with this leg, maybe it needs to come out a little bit because maybe too close doesn't work. And we're going to grab the ankle with the left hand and then reach over. And again, you're opening that chest towards the ceiling. And if you can grab that toe or maybe a bit of your leg, but you're keeping that chest nice and open towards the ceiling. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then just bringing that out, and then just nice wide leg. So again, you might not want to go so wide, you might want to bring them in a little bit. Ideally what we're looking at is for these knees not to roll inwards, but roll out. So we're kind of rotating them out. So if you find that your legs are wide, but your knees are sticking up, bring those legs in and then lengthen. Because really what we were looking for is to have those knees on the floor. Great. So again, lengthening that spine, squeeze those glutes again to see what difference that makes. And then we're just going to inhale the arms up and reaching forward. So even if that means you can only get here, that's totally fine. We're looking at firing up these legs, so you're pressing the backs of the knees into the floor, keeping the knees pressed outwards, don't let them rotate in. So we're going to work those hips. And then from here, just with each out breath, just see if you can creep the hands forward a little bit. You can let the head hang heavy. If you can get your elbows on the floor, maybe you want to do that. If not, use those hands just as a support, allowing gravity to sort of do the work here, so you're not bouncing or trying to force it. Just allowing gravity to help you get lower to the floor. Again, just enjoying that, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping the knees pressed into the floor. And then just slowly coming up. Nice. And we're just going to take a little twist. So you can bring yourself into a cross-legged position. Now that we're all zoomed in, you'll probably be able to see that more clearly. So we're going to take a twist to the right side. So I'm going to mirror you. So actually for this, let's, it doesn't really matter actually which way your legs are, but we'll just make sure that we swap over in a second. We're going to take our right hand behind us and use it as a support. And then we're going to take the left arm up and over into this kind of twist. It doesn't matter, again, it's not about how far behind yourself you can look. You're trying to keep your head in line with your chest. So we're inhale, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, twisting. So I like to use the back of my hand on that leg just to help support. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, twisting. Keeping that shoulder down away from the ear. Nice. And then just releasing that. Just change the cross of your leg. So whichever leg was in front, just give it a switch around. This time we'll take the left hand behind us and the right arm coming up and over. So again, it's not worrying about how far behind yourself you can look, keeping that head nice and in line with your chest. Your inhale, lengthening that spine. Exhale, twisting, keeping that shoulder down. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, just a gentle twist. Nice. And then releasing, bringing yourself down onto your back, and then bringing your feet, the soles of your feet flat. So you're in semi-supine, your knees pointing towards the ceiling, palms facing down. Just have a little moment just to see if you can get your spine fully flat on the floor. So you might have to kind of tilt your hips back a little bit or forward. Just see if you can lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck. And just keeping your chin sort of tucked in towards your chest. And then from here, we're going to bring those hips up off the floor and towards the ceiling. You're pressing down with the soles of your feet. Use those hands if you need to. Keeping that neck long and the chin tucked in towards the chest. You're squeezing those glutes. Nice. Just see if you can bring those hips a little bit higher. And then slowly peel that spine back down, like a reverse peel. Vertebra by vertebra, especially at the end, to see if you can control that. And then we're going to go again, bringing those hips up off the floor. Using the soles of the feet to help press into the earth. And from here you can bring the palms together to open up the chest a little bit more. Or if you want, you can bring the hands underneath your lower back. To have a bit of support just to open that chest a little bit more. But don't rely on your hands if you are using them there. Just see if you can still lift those hips, squeezing those glutes. Releasing the hands if you've got them on your back or clasped underneath. And then just slowly peel that spine back down. So if wheel is in your practice and you want to take a full wheel, you can by bringing your hands to the side of your ears and lifting up, or just take another bridge. So again, you're squeezing those glutes in whichever position you're in, opening the chest. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then whichever position you're in, just slowly bring yourself down again. And bringing those knees in towards the chest. And just giving yourself a little rock from side to side. Maybe some little mini circles with your lower back. And then we're just going to lengthen the arms, tip the knees over to the left and your gaze to the right. If you want to intensify the little lower back stretch, you can stack the right leg over the left into a kind of an eagle twist. Just allow them to go over. It just kind of intensifies that stretch a little bit. And then bringing those knees back in, just releasing the bind, and then going over to the other side, so stacking the left leg over the right if you want to do that. Otherwise, just take those knees over to the right and the gaze to the left. And then bringing those knees back in, releasing the bind if you're in one. I'm just going to squeeze everything together. So bring the chin in towards the knees, the heels together, clasp your elbows and squeeze everything. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. And you can release into the final pose this evening of Shavasana. So just let everything go. And just enjoy the support of the floor. So releasing the hips and the glutes, letting the belly go. And the shoulders, letting the head be nice and heavy. Just have a few words of wisdom this evening from the Buddha. The thought manifests as the word. The word manifests as the deed. The deed develops into habit, and habit hardens into character. So watch the thought and its ways with care, and let it spring from love, born out of concern for all beings. And when you're ready, start to bring some awareness back into your body. Giving the fingers and the toes a little wriggle, the ankles and the wrists. And if you want, you can take your arms above your head, give yourself a nice big stretch. And then just taking yourself over to one side. But keeping your eyes closed. Just bring yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. And together we'll inhale, take our arms up towards the ceiling, bring the palms together, and then exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up. Palms together, exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time, inhaling. Palms together, let them rest at your heart center. And we'll close our class this evening on 3 Oms, followed by Shanti. And you can join in or just listen to the mantra. Inhaling through the nose. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to our thoughts, peace to our hearts, and peace to the earth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you are able to donate for the session, you can do that via the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. As always, thank you to those that have been donating. It's really appreciated. We do have meditation now, actually. So I will take a little 2-minute break or so, and then we'll be back for meditation. So you can join us for that if you like. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon. We've got yoga tomorrow at 10 and then on Saturday at 11. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Namaste. Hello and welcome to Meditation with Maria. Welcome back if you've just done the yoga class, and welcome if you're just joining us for the meditation. So tonight's meditation, we're going to be looking at a visualization meditation on the sun. Quite apt because here in the UK it has been very, well, certainly here in the south of England, it's been very sunny. So I do hope it's been sunny also where you are. But yeah, our visualization will be about the sun this evening. But before that, let's just find ourselves in a nice, comfortable position. So you don't have to be on the floor. You can be on a chair. You can be leaning against the wall. If you want, afterwards, you can lay down. But for this first bit, I advise that you stay sitting up. We're going to do a little bit of eye exercise to take off a little bit of strain from all the screen staring. And it's good, your eyes are really important muscle. It's really good that we exercise them, which is something that we don't really ever do. So I want to teach you a few little exercises this morning. And if you've been doing my meditation, you might be familiar with some of these already. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take our finger out in front of us. And you're just going to look at your end of your finger. Just to start with, it doesn't matter which side you begin with. It really doesn't matter. What's important is that you keep that breath flowing in through your nose and out through your nose. And from here, we're just going to let that finger, that arm, open out. And you're going to follow that with your eye, but keep your head facing forward. And you're going to take that arm as far back as you can until you can't see it. And then slowly bring it back. You're bringing that fingertip back to the front, and then again. You can keep this nice and slow. You're really stretching that eye as far to that side as it will go, keeping that focus on the fingertip, bringing it back, and then one more time on the side. Great, and then you're just bringing it back. Then we'll swap over for the other hand and we'll go on the other side. Again, just taking a few moments just to bring that shoulder down so it's not tucking up towards the ear. You're going to keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose. And then let's take that finger out to the side, following your gaze with that fingertip as far back as it will go. And then bring it back towards the center. And again, taking your time, allowing that breath to sink into the belly. And then bringing the finger back towards the center, really following it with those eyes. And then one more time, taking it all the way around as far as it will go. And then bring it back. Nice. And you can just bring that hand down. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to take some big circles with the eyes. So just taking them over to one side, up, round to the other side, and then down. So you're just really giving them a good old workout. And again, see if you can take your time with this. And once you've done a few circles in one direction, just swap over for the other direction. And just give yourself a few little blinks. And if you want to bring just the palms of your hand just over your eyes for a moment, you can. Just to give them a little rest for a second. And then just releasing the hands. So we're going to take the gaze up towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. Up towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. Again, you're keeping the shoulders down, keeping the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Again, give yourself a few little blinks. Try not to rub the eyes or anything, but then just bring those fingertips over the eyes just for a moment to give them a little rest. Then we're going to do a little eyeball disco, little eyeball freestyle. So just take your gaze in any direction. This is a good opportunity to kind of just really stretch them out. Taking them in all different directions in the diagonal, keeping the head nice and still, so it's just the eyes that are doing the workout. If you want to take the eyes into the gaze of the third eye, so in towards your forehead, you can try that. Maybe you want to try one eye out to one side and then the other, whatever you like, just kind of giving them a good little workout. And then a few little blinks again, and then bringing the palms again back onto the eyes. Nice and gentle. And then from here, we're going to do just a real gentle little massage around the eye area. So just over the eyebrows. Just gently with the fingertips, just pulling away slightly. You're just massaging in and around the eye socket. Again, it's nothing too aggressive or too harsh. And then bring those fingertips along the top of your nose, underneath your eyes, and then round. So you're following your cheekbones, you're opening up the nose, giving yourself like a little mini facelift. Eyelid. You're just getting that blood flowing into those under the eyes. It's a really good one, especially as well during the morning. Alleviate those dark circles. And you can now just kind of feel where you might want to give that little massage. So maybe you want to just take the thumb and the forefinger and just give the eyebrows a little press, kind of like a little squeeze. Or maybe actually you just want to do some nice little circles coming forward around the temple area. Great, and then just come into a stillness. So now if you want, you can lie down, or maybe you want to just stay seated. But just keeping that spine nice and long, the neck nice and long, and the shoulders down. Now you can close your eyes. I'll take you through a little guided meditation. So just bringing that focus into your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Feel your whole body begin to melt into the earth. Your breath is light and easy. Your eyes and face feel soft. Your shoulders begin to melt into the earth. Your legs, arms, back, neck, all slowly melting. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. You feel light, weightless, You feel warm. Sense of gentle and relaxing heat begins at your toes. And this heat, gentle heat, rises through your feet, up into your legs and your knees. This warmth rises into your hips and belly. You feel this heat in your chest and upper back. Your arms and hands and fingers feel this warmth. In your throat, head, and face are also touched by this warm sensation. And you smile as your whole body is wrapped in what feels like a beautiful warm hug. In front of you, you can see a faint dot of light glowing. Warm colours of yellows and oranges. This light grows into the sun, large and radiant. In your imagination, you are able to hold your gaze at the sun. You see its swirling rays of light and colour. It brings a feeling of peace. You breathe, and the colours seem to flow towards you. With each gentle breath in, your body is filled with this wondrous colour. It flows into your lungs and circulates through your organs, warming you from the inside. It gives you a sense of renewed energy and positivity, a deep feeling of peace and joy. An inner strength begins to build inside you. Your body feels light, flexible, strong. Your breath feels light. Your mind feels energized. Your heart beats slow and rhythmical. You smile. You breathe. Start to bring some awareness back into your body. See these colours. Feel this inner peace and strength. Your heart always carries the sun within it. Even when the day or night feels dark and lonely, look within and see your inner sun of fire burning bright. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, or you can just stay where you are and enjoy a few more minutes of relaxation. Thank you for joining me this evening. If you are able to donate for this session, you can do that via the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. I wish you a lovely, relaxed evening. Thank you so much. Namaste.